Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We're going to finish up our series on planning your off season, talking about just how much weight you might want to gain. And I know we've talked about this a few times, just kind of some side swipes in other topics, Adam. But I'm a fan, of course, of staying above your metabolic set point so you can make some gains. But as we said in the last episode, just not tilting over to the point where it doesn't make any sense. You know, the more body fat you gain, the less percentage of that weight is actually lean body mass. Then, of course, when you have to turn around and start dieting, that's just more time in a caloric deficit and maybe even more aggressive, more cardio, a deeper deficit. And I've just never seen it work out to the point where gaining a lot of body fat in the off season helped. It actually usually hurts. It's the people who stay very controlled, only gain a certain amount, that then because they don't have to diet as hard or aggressively, then they end up having the best off seasons. So what have you seen in that vein?
Yeah, definitely. Managing the off season's key for your next prep. So I even have clients who choose not to work with me in the off season, but we usually discuss kind of where I want them at, what their goals should be. And then when they come back, you know, oftentimes they listen and they do well. Those tend to be some of the most adherent clients. I'd say those tend to be clients that do some coaching themselves. You know, me and you probably both experience that where we coach a lot of coaches, and a lot of times they will leave us in the off season, but managing that off season and staying in a good spot is definitely key. So that's probably what we should discuss, is like where some of the differences on why someone should gain a certain amount versus why someone should, you know, maybe try to stay a little leaner in the off season.
Yeah, exactly where I wanted to head with this. I want to give our viewers and listeners, you know, some guidelines in terms of, as a male, a female, endomorph, ectomorph, you know, how far to push that envelope, because you and I have both personally stayed leaner between contest seasons, and we've also taken a time or two in our lives to intentionally gain more for an extended off season to try and push the envelope into how much lean body mass and strength we can gain. So, you know, there definitely isn't a hard, fast rule to say this is physiologically the way you must do it. There are pros and cons to each, but with trying to get mostly pros and no cons, do you tell a female, you know, let's just try and get like 5 to 8 pounds or maximum of 10, and for a male, do you have different criteria?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you just consider the hormone differences, you know, the higher IGF-1 levels and higher testosterone levels with men, you know, that's going to just have a larger impact than it will for a female on what we can do.
So I know some top pros, male specifically, ectomorph specifically, you know, do just kind of jack themselves up 30, 40 pounds, and they don't seem to have a problem with that. But we're talking about the outliers, people who genetically can do that. So let's talk about the people who, like you said, should stay leaner. If it's really just like pulling teeth to get lean, you know, can you effectively only gain 5 or 7 pounds, still be enough above your metabolic set point to where you have a productive off season, and cycle through off seasons like that, Adam, to where you really are improving, and you're improving not just your off season physique potential for growth and development, but improving how you look every time you diet?
Yeah, that would be a great description of like an endomorph, gaining very little body fat. This is going to be somebody who's geared towards more muscle gain than me and Joe could ever imagine. And, you know, it's going to take less body fat gain for them to have the potential for growth. And typically with an endomorph, a lot of times they're just not quite lean enough when they hit the stage. So if they stay near that contest leanness and maybe shave off a good 4 to 7 pounds each season, you're going to find them, you know, eventually being lean enough, maybe even potentially the leanest on stage. So now you have somebody with all the muscle mass in the world and they're lean enough, you have yourself a winner.
Yeah, and what a different approach, right? Instead of thinking the off season is where we make all the gains and the progress, to I'm going to stay lean enough so that every contest I can chip away and become leaner and leaner and leaner. And sometimes that takes multiple seasons to really learn how far you can push yourself. And if you are somebody with lower metabolic capacity, you don't want to do that by dieting for 6 months aggressively. If you can stay lean enough to where your food intake is higher for your dieting phase, that can be the absolute best strategy for you. So, Adam, it's been a great series. I appreciate you, bringing all of your wisdom and your client stories to this. But guys, we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to call that the series on off-season planning. And we will see you next time with a brand new series. So thank you very much for watching and listening and liking and sharing and all that good stuff. And we will catch you next time.